Hi. Today I want to say a few words about full-sized SUVs in GTA 5. These cars I tune to my taste. I think appearance of this cars is awesome. Massive cars with a lot of power. Of course, all these cars have four-wheel drive. Maybe they can be used for off-road or dirty roads, but you won't see that in this test. To my mind, SUVs firstly is for normal roads, cities, highways. It's their atmosphere. Today we have Rebla GTS. It's a copy of real BMW X7 or its tuned version Alpina XB7. The front end is mostly dominated by the rectangle-shaped grille and the set of hexagonal lamps and LED stripes on the upper side, together with the intakes, high-beam LED stripes, and plastic separations on the lower side. The manufacturer badge can be seen on the front of the bonnet and grille. The sides of the car are distinguished by the small extensions on the wheel arches, as well as the flat skirts. A rich detail can be seen starting from the small vents on the front fenders and running towards the rear door handles. The greenhouse area is predominated by the plastic trim around the windows, half-colored rear-view mirrors, and a distinctive panoramic roof, allowing a view of the sky in first person, best seen from the rear seats. Two plastic strips run towards the rear of the roof and extend a bit above, forming two roof racks, along with a single vortex generator. The GTS badges can be seen below the vents. The rear of the car features large tail lamps on either side and the manufacturer badge on the center, along with the Rebla and GTS badges below the lamps. A half-colored rear bumper can be seen at the bottom, housing the red LED stripes and the rectangle slots housing the dual circular exhausts. This car is most sporty car present here. Moreover, both from a technical point of view and in appearance. Rebla has enough power to be faster than most of all in the city roads. The Rebla GTS appears to be powered by a lively V8, giving it decent acceleration. Traction is relatively decent for an SUV. While understeer is an issue at high speeds, it is still quite competitive against other SUVs in races. The second car of my selection is Baller LE with long wheelbase. I think it is a copy of Range Rover L405, but in appearance it looks more like Range Rover Velar. The vehicle is largely identical to the Baller LE in terms of design and features. However, it features an extended wheelbase and slightly larger rear doors. The rear seats were also placed further back, giving extra space inside. The vehicle shares the initial body design from the regular Baller, but features an updated frontal and rear fascia, as well as newer cosmetic details. In the frontal area, the polymer portion of the regular Baller is replaced by body-colored quarters with a carbon fiber underline, while the spacing between the underside grille area is filled in with the continuation of the bumper replacement. The central vented area from the regular Baller is replaced by a bigger underside grille, featuring carbon fiber sheets dividing the main area into three elements. The bumper grilles on the sides are quadrilateral shaped, almost like an arrow, rather than the original pentagonal shaped grilles. Two sets of daytime running lights are found in each side grille instead of one, and the polymer separations are absent. The main grille, on the other part, has been made shorter in height, with the chrome details being replaced by carbon fiber ones, as well as rearranged sheets dividing it into four elements. The thickness of the bar dividing the main grille and the underside grille is smaller. Next to the main grille there is the same headlamp sets from the regular Baller, but the polymer surrounding is replaced by carbon fiber ones. In the side profiling, the original chrome finished bodyline piece that begins with a rectangular shape behind the front fender is carbon fiber, bearing the black stripe pattern. However, the three drawing lines found on the chrome rectangular shape still remain on the carbon fiber replacement. The skirting area features a unique curved detail that slightly protrudes from the rest of the car, which is not seen on the regular model. The window pillars are also finished in carbon fiber, replacing the polymer finished pillars from the regular model. In the rear, several differences are found, which can be hard to notice at first glance. Just like the front bumper, the black polymer trim is replaced by colored quarters as a continuation with the rest of the trim. The unused red fog lights are removed and make way for a larger rear area with a newer set of twin quad-valve exhausts, which are black-tipped and feature a unique crossbar separation at the exit of each of the four tips. Again, the car retains the same tail lamp sets, although the surroundings and the strip that connects both light sets are also finished in carbon fiber. The Baller LE LWB is on par with the Baller LE, if not lower in performance terms. The acceleration rate is slightly lower due to the excess weight added with the lengthened chassis, and the longer wheelbase means the handling and cornering can be very slack and oversteer is very notable. Braking is similar to the LE Armored. Traction becomes much worse due to the weight, and the AWD is the only thing helping the vehicle set off on road properly. Though the engine model does not feature any manifolds, the engine cover displays what appears to be a single overhead camshaft V8, fitted in a front engine, all-wheel drive layout, longitudinally. According to the website, the vehicle is powered by a 530 brake horsepower 5,000 cubic centimeters V8 engine, accelerating it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7 seconds, a rather impressive speed for an SUV of this size. Its top speed is stated to be 160 miles per hour, which is impressive for a vehicle with an enlarged wheelbase, but is still an issue, considering a more powerful engine would be required to pull a larger vehicle. Its engine sound is similar to the one on the Tornado and the Bullet, being slightly higher pitched, smoother, and of higher performance. The third SUV in my list is a new Grainger 3600LX. This car is the longest and heaviest car present here. This vehicle is a copy of real Cadillac Escalade or Chevrolet Suburban. The front of the SUV is similar to its older iteration, being geometric and designed to create a butch profile, but has a pointy shape on the center. At the base of the front bumper there is an extension made from a polymer, followed by a strip that almost spans the entirety of the vehicle's width and is also finished on the same material. A rectangular section can be seen on the center of the strip which spans about 1/3 of the vehicle's width, while the edges are slightly taller and hold rectangular fog lamps, which are unusable. Similar to the older model, the main grille and headlight units are located above the front bumper. The main grille has 3 main horizontal chrome strips, with the manufacturer logo located between the upper and middle strips. The headlamps have bottom edges in line between the grille bottom and the lower strip, and top edges in line with the top of the grille and below additional chrome strips. The headlight units feature 2 outer circular lamps and 2 C-shaped inner lamps, leaving a small gap between the 2 units, and then a wide strip split between the inner main units and the outer turn signals. The hood features a large elevated area whose boundaries continue the side boundaries of the grille, along with a smaller elevation around the center, near the windshield. The sides of the SUV's body illustrate its intention for off-road use. Compared to its older iteration, the wheel arches are slightly elevated from the rest of the body. With long slatted running board at the bottom and chrome strips on the doors, together with Grainger lettering embossed on the front doors and painted horizontal door handles. The body has additional extra formations on the upper area, at the same height as the top of the grille and running parallel to the waistline, reaching the edges of the tail lamps. The greenhouse area features windows that have thin black trim around the edges, B-pillars finished with black trim and black rear-view mirrors near the A-pillars, as well as a chrome trim around the side windows. On the roof, there are 5 longitudinal ridges and a roof rail at either side that have a chrome finish with black edges, along with what looks like a roof spoiler at the top of the rear windscreen. A third brake light is seen on the center of the same roof spoiler. The rear features a large windscreen on the top half of the rear compartment door and a solid panel on the lower half that has a chrome detail just below the windscreen, a central section for the number plate. The manufacturer logo above the number plate section and Grainger lettering embossed on the lower left corner. There are thin tail light units that sit between the rear windscreen and the protruding rear bumper. These units are split into 4 sections, being large red units that work as the upper brake lamps and the lower main lamps, split by dual units that work as the outer reverse lamps and the inner turn signals. The bumper bears 2 thin reflectors on either side and a bulky section on the center, which functions as a tow hitch cover on the real-life Suburban, while the bottom side has a polymer finish and dual exit, dual squared exhausts derived from the older iteration. The interior of the vehicle features large aircon units beside the central radio display and smaller units on the outer edges, while the section between the seats have cup holders. The dial set is the same as the older model and most SUVs, but are slightly cut from the bottom, and the warning lights are located between the main gauges. There appears to be a small screen above the dial cluster, while the steering wheel bears the manufacturer logo on the horn cap. The Grainger 3600LX is a powerhouse, due to its single-cam V8 engine and extremely stable 4x4 design with 4-speed transmission. While it is somewhat inferior to the older iteration in terms of top speed and acceleration. The additional upgrades give it a notable advantage. Being a full-size SUV, the Grainger 3600LX performs as such. Its large, heavy body leans over to the side excessively when cornering hard. It has relatively soft suspension overall, which can make it very sluggish, meaning it exhibits poor agility both at low and high speeds. With that being said, because of its sluggishness, it is a very easy car to control, with the player not having to worry about much oversteer or understeer at all. Furthermore, it displays poor acceleration as well as top speed, though its excessive weight can help with ramming. Similar to the older iteration and its law enforcement variants, the vehicle can hold 4 occupants inside and 4 outside, with the latter able to use assault rifles and light machine guns while being driven, making it excellent for drive-bys and assaulting other cars. Care must be taken by the driver of the vehicle when players are riding on the running boards, since they can be knocked off and killed in collisions. The vehicle uses a loud-sounding engine derived from its older iteration and vehicles like the BJ XL and the body. And finally, the last car in my list today is Jubilee. It is a very good copy of great Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This vehicle is one of my favorite in this review. Anyway, about it in the conclusion of the video. It has large design and a luxurious appearance, where the front end is mostly square-shaped and features a plastic finish at the bottom, together with 3 mesh intakes and the number plate over the central one. Right above the intakes, there is a chrome-finished grille with numerous horizontal dividers and the Enos badge on the upper border. While the sections beside it are occupied by a set of smaller mesh intakes and the headlamp sets. Each headlamp set consists of plastic housing with dual rectangular units and amber indicators below the inner lamps, along with modern daytime running lamps between the headlamps and the upper intakes, which work in conjunction with the engine. The bonnet area has an elevated formation that runs from the top of the grille and leads towards the lower edges of the windscreen, while a slightly impressed area can be seen in the center. On the sides, the vehicle features flat plastic side skirts, as well as long chrome finish strips above. There are also flat formations continuing from the bonnet area and lead towards the rear end, while the doors have chrome horizontal handles and a set of square-shaped mirror wings are seen on the front doors. The glasshouse area is quite tall and features chrome details around the side windows, along with black inner pillars and a sunroof. A small spoiler can be seen above the rear window, with its top surface painted and the rest finished in plastic. The rear of the vehicle consists of a large compartment door, bearing chrome detail that surrounds the number plate section, along with ENUS badging at the bottom. The outer edges of the vehicle house a set of lamps placed over plastic housings and having chrome separations, with the outer ones being upper red main lamps and lower brake lamps, and the inner ones being upper indicators and lower reverse lamps. The lower portions of the bumper are finished in plastic and bear a chrome strip spanning most of the car's width, while dual exit exhausts can be seen on the openings. The interior is the same as vehicles such as the Cavalcade, the Grainger, and the Camacho. It uses a set of 8-spoke rims with circular detail in the center, fitted with medium-profile tires. What about performance? The vehicle seems to have a V-style engine based on the model of the cover, intended to replicate the V12 engine from the real-life Cullinan. Said engine is coupled to an 8-speed gearbox in a front engine, all-wheel drive layout, 35% at front, 65% at rear, and uses a similar engine sound to vehicles such as the Baller LE and the Windsor. When the armor plating upgrade is equipped, the vehicle adds armor padding on the sides in a similar manner to the armored vehicles featured in the Executives and Other Criminals update. However, it gives a much higher resistance to explosives in general. It also has bullet-resistant windows, which are able to withstand 15 rounds from most firearms before being shattered. So, I have finished to present these 4 cars. I want to say that I really like British cars, these design and power. It wasn't a top, but today I prefer 2 cars, Baller LE LWB and Jubilee. It is my own opinion based mostly on design of these cars. I am really interested what you would choose. Write the comment under the video. Thank you for watching it. See you later. Bye.